Have you guys heard of the grocery cart theory? Follow along.
Am I surprised that Dr. Peter Attia is in the Epstein files? Absolutely not.
They always put it right in your face.
This is where it gets really freaky. I got goosebumps. I'm scared, bro.
Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Hope everyone out there is having a good day, y'all. We got a good one coming up today. The algorithm was very nice to me when I was finding these clips yesterday. I think I got an hour banger straight, y'all, for you guys in today's episode. Y'all, we got some Grammys. We got some Epstein files, bringing up that pizza a lot in these Epstein files, calling us crazy for that. Plus a lot more coming up today, y'all. Make sure you guys watch from start to finish. Y'all know that really helps the channel grow. But with that being said, let's do what we came here for. Let's get into this video. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
They always put it right in your face. Don't you guys know what this actually was? And yeah, I'm blocking out some of it just because how vulgar it was. Just wait until I tell you what you actually just saw. So the entire Grammys was a homage to that island guy. Not just him, but the system they all created. And don't be naive, he's still here. I'll show you in a minute. She's wearing a human skin clothing. Do you see the latches on the side? That's exactly what this is supposed to be. Hadn't y'all seen the parties? Completely unrelated, I wonder if any of them have shoes back there. Justin Bieber performing in his underwear. You think that's an accident? Do you not understand what this is? The whole time, people have idolized these celebrities. They have never understood that you are watching people who are literally being tortured. It's sick amusement for the elite, all being in the stage, watching the people on stage who have terrible things happen to them. And the cycle goes on and on. That's why Jay-Z left. And speaking of celebrities, before we talk about the island man, we've seen a bunch of exposing allegedly done by Nicki Minaj. But my thing is why they keep saying, oh, the devilish Democrats and not the whole elite system.
Well, I tried to tell you guys.
Happened. Everyone's like, oh, those dirty people on the left. Last I checked, all left and right were all in the files, weren't they? And now we get to this island man. There's been so many sightings of him since he passed away. Not to mention a 4chan writer literally came out of nowhere and said that he was positive that he had gotten switched with someone else the day before he passed away. Not to mention the picture evidence we have. And then don't even get me started on the autopsy. But there's no actual way he got switched, right? Even the files themselves prove they're not being truthful with us. It says that they didn't think he unalived himself. But remember what I just said about the autopsy and the pictures of him being around still? Then we get into the obvious evidence that he started Bitcoin and in a certain country bought like 70% of the pie years ago. All the way to this stuff. Look, this is not left or right. This is all politicians and all powerful people on this earth know him. This is bigger than you can imagine. And the Grammy was a great celebration in his honor. Like when Lady Gaga came out and started doing witchcraft in front of everybody. I won't even play the video. Don't forget this one thing. There's a reason for everything. By the way, completely unrelated. You remember when California burnt down and of course we had Tom Hanks in those documents and his house, a whole bunch of houses were burnt down. Unrelated, all the things in the house are gone now. Just like Diddy when he knew they were coming beforehand. People have got to wake up. I don't know if Nicki's being genuine, but what I can tell you, this is certainly not the left. It's all of them.
All of them.
Billie Eilish is getting a lot of backlash right now because of what she said during the Grammys. She won Song of the Year, and during her acceptance speech, she decided to get very political. She said that no one is illegal on stolen land, and she ended her speech by saying F ICE. Now, if you want to get technical, she has a $14 million mansion in Los Angeles, and the people that inhabited that land is the Tongva tribe, and they literally spoke out. You cannot make this up. They said, quote, as the first people of the greater Los Angeles basin, we do understand that her home is situated in our ancestral land. The spokesperson said Eilish has not contacted our tribe directly regarding her property, but we do value the instance when public figures provide visibility to the true history of this country. Now, she's no stranger to getting political in her speeches and on social media. I mean, she was recently criticizing billionaires for having too much money and they need to give it to people in need when she is one of the most successful artists in the whole entire world. And look, I get it. It's her fan base. She can say whatever she wants to them. But I feel like a lot of the time she says something political, it does contradict itself.
All right, explain to me the weird world we live in with our food and where it comes from. So right here, I'm in Florida. It's my feed station. It's been here for 5 years.
Oh.
Taking a lot of deer off of it. A lot of critters.
My dream, y'all.
There's a stand down there.
Some land, a cabin.
Call that the guard tower. Well,
that's my dream.
the church brought the fire station a bunch of fruits and vegetables and bread and stuff. And I noticed we had like literally cases of it. Now we're going to throw it away. I put this out 3 days ago. Got my camera right there. 3 days ago. There's tracks all back here. I just filled the corn up again. They came to eat here, whatever. In what world do wild animals not eat grapes and apples? Especially deer. Hogs, wild hogs. We have a ton of wild hogs here. Got pictures of them. They haven't touched it. That is strange to me. Not even a bird
That is
has eaten any
crazy.
of this.
That's supposed to be fresh,
Nothing.
organic.
That's what you put in your
Natural.
body, folks. I don't know what it is. It's weird.
This is
Like that's not even like the junk food, right? That's supposedly supposed to be all natural, God-made food, right? Grapes, apples, things that come from nature. That's supposed to be very healthy. And nature's not even eating it. Like I could maybe if it was some, burger and fry he left out for the animals, they don't want to touch it, right? Not natural food, but that's supposed to be natural food. It's the fruit we're gonna see coming up. What this pork is like when people put liquor on it, Pepsi on it. And then this guy's killing menudo, y'all. I love some menudo.
a lot of people out. Should I say it?
Just say it.
There's this very popular dish in Mexico called menudo pozole made with pork. I don't like it. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't eat it. People might say, "Oh,
Crazy.
you're not no real Mexican."
Menudo's
You don't eat
bomb,
menudo.
y'all.
I guess I've never liked menudo. It
Hey,
stinks.
man.
It's nasty. But
Oh gosh.
but actually, the original menudo was made with human parts.
No way.
Yes, human parts.
That's disgusting.
And it started in those times with the Aztecs. They would sacrifice these
See it,
humans, these rituals to their goddesses, their
Yeah.
deities. These are demons.
Yeah.
They would sacrifice these humans, and they would make these soups, the menudo, the
That's
pozole,
ridiculous.
and they would eat it. And what's interesting, the cartel, they'll call the hitmen that kill people, they'll put them in this acid, and
Yeah.
they'll dissolve their bodies, and they actually call them pozoleros.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so like these supers or whatever you want to call
Yeah,
say it in
yeah.
English, but yeah, their bodies get dissolved, so people never find their body.
So they're basically just reviving old Aztec practices then.
Exactly.
What's that?
I mean, everything's got an origin, right? Everything starts, and the more we learn, the more we see these things that, like even happy birthday, we got a happy birthday clip coming up, everything, all these nursery rhymes, right? They all, the origins of the police officers, the origins of these things are very dark, very demonic, and they evolve, you know what I mean? But a lot of things that we do day to day, the origins of those things are very dark and demonic, y'all.
Oh, when you pour
Oh,
alcohol
it's a
on
Coke.
fresh pork, it just so happens that parasites pop up from the meat. What? Tell me more! People are pouring
Try this so
alcohol
I
on
become
pork,
vegetarian or something.
parasites are popping up all over the place from the meat, and we are eating this food. But what's crazy is things go even a little bit deeper with this, because when people are Googling things, for example, such as what meat tastes identical, if you will,
To humans.
to human meat, what
Pork.
pops up there is pork. Okay. Now, this may not be correlated in any way at all, but also, why do so many humans happen to have parasites? I'm sure these have nothing to do with one another, though. Let's have a great weekend. Okay.
We saw some things at the home that were concerning to us. We believe now, after we processed that crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime, and we're asking the community's help. This is a 84-year-old lady who suffers from some physical ailments, has some physical challenges, is in need of medication that if she doesn't have in 24 hours, it could be fatal. Miss Guthrie, Nancy Guthrie,
Just told
is
us
a great
where she's
sound
going.
mind. This is not a dementia related. She is as sharp as a tack. She is very limited in her mobility, right? We know she didn't just walk out of there. That we know. It's a challenge for her to get, as the family says, she couldn't walk 50 yards by herself.
There's something dark going on with this, y'all, because I watch these, what is it, true crime, YouTube, police cam things, right? And everyone's got ring cameras. Everybody on my damn street, including me, has got ring cameras everywhere. And that's a nice neighborhood. That house out there in the desert in Tucson looked very nice. I mean, I've seen one where they had the ex-girlfriend that killed the boyfriend. They had her from her leaving her house. Every house picked her up. So you're telling me they know, y'all. They know what's going on with this. That cop just told us that she's dead already. If she doesn't have this stuff in 24 hours, she's done. He just told us that's it. So they're gonna find it. I don't know. There's something dark with that, y'all, because nobody breaks into a house and takes an 84-year-old woman. Nobody does that. Who does that for no reason? And today it came out that they got ransom letters and that sent to the news stations, and world news is picking this up. Like, there's a reason, y'all. There's something dark with this.
Here think the disappearance of Savannah Guthrie's mother is somehow related to a possible retaliation of Savannah Guthrie reporting of the Jeffrey Epstein files. You know how hard Trump is hiding it. He's trying to start an insurrection in Minnesota. He's trying to invade other nations to cover it up. He is forcing all the papers and files to be redacted, so that's why we're all getting black marquees everywhere. And now, could this be some type of retaliation because of how much reporting Savannah Guthrie has done on the Epstein files? I don't know, something is way off about all of this.
My theory is that the abduction of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie's mom is Epstein related, and this is why. Back in 2019, Savannah did an in-depth interview with 5 Epstein survivors, plus Virginia Giuffre, the original main public Epstein survivor, who, if you recall, blew the lid off this guy. Those interviews were its own Dateline episode called Reckoning. It took up the whole hour. It was extraordinarily in-depth, and I'm sure Savannah had a lot of information that was not even included in the interview that we saw on TV. In April 2025, Virginia Giuffre suddenly unalived herself after writing an explosive book about her experiences being trafficked by Epstein and others. Why would someone suddenly abduct this 84-year-old church-going woman from her bed in the middle of the night? Is it a coincidence that 3 million Epstein files were released just a few days ago? Is this a message from them that if you speak up or if you have information that could hurt them, not only you, but people who are your everything,
That's what it is, y'all.
might be in danger?
It's gotta be.
I want to know what you think. Leave
It's gotta
me a
be.
comment.
Ashley Butler. I'm in Bangkok. I'm at the hospital. I'm bleeding out because I believe I was a part of some strange ritual. I need help immediately. I think I was raped in my apartment. I woke up on Friday morning in Bangkok. I live in Icon CM. I live at the Supalai across from Icon CM. My name is Ashley Butler. I'm a U.S. Air Force veteran. Listen, somebody entered my apartment on Friday. I found a naked picture of myself in bed that then disappeared. I tried to get help. I tried to get to the police. Nobody would help me. I have burn marks on my back. My vagina is sore and bleeding out. I think they cut my womb. I tried to get help. They won't help me. They kept me for hours in the police station, moving me from police station to police station. I've been to 3 police stations. This happened on Friday morning, okay? I am live. They did not want me to go live. They take my passport. I contacted the U.S. Embassy yesterday, all right, last night. And today, I sent an email. I've made phone calls. The embassy was in contact. Sam. And listen, I don't know what's happening, but I'm not at the hospital that they said I was supposed to be at. I don't know where I'm at. I'm alone in a room and I'm bleeding out.
Wow.
It's been 2 days. I've had nothing to eat. I've had a bottle of water.
Your
And
lipstick
something's
looking
going on
good, though.
here. I need you all to get me some help, please. I don't know what is going on. Please, 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 please help me.
In the Disney film, in Pinocchio, it's unbelievable, the pub scene.
Jesus Christ.
What is that?
It's so creepy because, like, what value are boys to him? That's the thing. It's like they're going to these boys, but why?
And they're not going to kill him.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No. You want to make real money. And the line before it, like, we'll stoop to anything for this much. And that's what people don't understand. That power will bring the pure demonic devil out of you if that's who your God is. And this fucker was like, she's like, you want to make real money? We steal stupid little. We bring them to Pleasure Island, and then you see the fuck. He goes, Pleasure Island.
So
and he goes, no, they don't come back as little.
So you gotta think.
They just released all these motherfucking files, man, and you really think that they goddamn put 3 million files in there by accident? They did that shit on purpose. They know humans don't even got the attention span to read 3 pages, let alone 3 million. And I did the math. It's gonna take you about 17 years if you read 8 hours a day trying to get through all 3 million pages. Long story short, they gonna put the shit out there that they got going on. They're just gonna make sure that you are not gonna do the work that's necessary to goddamn figure out what the fuck they got going on. So it's not a matter of them hiding it. It's a matter of you not goddamn seeing what's out there. There's a reason there's 3 million pages of that motherfucking file. There's a very specific reason for that. It's because you can't goddamn read all of it. So it's not about, oh, is the evidence out there or not? It is. It's, are you gonna go and goddamn see the evidence for yourself? Probably not. Don't let that shit go over your head, man. That's on God.
One of the most disturbing things about the Epstein files to me is that federal investigators have had files on Jeffrey Epstein dating back to 2006, which means that for nearly 2 decades, these horrifying photos, videos, phone calls, emails, everything we're currently seeing has been seen by someone in its unredacted form, and the things they're not willing to show us in their unredacted form have existed somewhere on someone's desk. Someone has seen these things for nearly 2 decades, and yet all the powerful people related are just walking free. Which begs the question, how deep does this go? Who all is involved? And why is absolutely nobody willing to touch anyone related to this?
I mean, it's obvious that nothing's going to come from it because the damn guy is popping up like he's still alive, and people are catching him out. There's sightings of him that he's still alive. So that means if that's true, nothing's going to come from this. No one's going to get arrested, nothing, because the damn guy's still alive, right? They said they offed him and they flew him out. So that means that tells me that nothing's going to come from this. They're going to tell us and nothing's going to come. Before anything comes from this, before they do a mass raid and get everybody, they're going to hit the eject button on us, y'all. You got to know that. These powers that be got a kill switch. They say Epstein had a kill switch, right? They got a kill switch. They're not dumb. Before that happens, nukes are going to go off and they're going to their bunkers. We see all these millionaires. What was it? Was it 2020? I forgot when it was. We did videos on it when, Zuckerberg and all these famous millionaires, billionaires were making bunkers. Like, it broke news. 10 billionaires in Hawaii building bunkers. Like, that's what they're doing. They're waiting for that kill switch because they're going to get that call, just like on 2012 in the movies. The rich and powerful, they get that text message. And what did that dude do? He left his, what was that? His brother that was boxing, and he left everybody. I don't give a damn about nobody. My kids and this lady, and eventually he pushed the lady out. You're not coming with us. Remember? That's what the rich and powerful, they throw I don't care about my brother. I'm going to save myself, right?
Dr. Peter Attia is in the Epstein files.
You don't get that text
Absolutely not.
message.
For me, there's always been this air of arrogance whenever he talks, and it's giving a man who thinks he's untouchable and that the rules don't apply to him. And he presents himself as knowing endocrinology better than endocrinologists and cardiology better than cardiologists. But in reality, he never even finished his training in any specialty. Instead, he pivoted into this concierge medicine for the rich and famous, who are too blinded by his jargon to realise that they're just buying into a jumped-up snake oil salesman. I have two very specific questions for Dr. Attia. Number one, what was that fresh shipment that Jeffrey Epstein allegedly emailed you about? Number two, which is the thing that's going to bring you down in the end, what secrets are you keeping for him? And why exactly are you keeping them? The medical community deserves better and patients deserve better. If you haven't done so already, unfollow him. Let me know what you think in the comments.
Now, I saw this dude on Joe Rogan, and I loved his first interview there, right? About swimming and doing these ultra swimming and things. Like I like hearing that stuff, ultra marathons and stuff. But you know, if you remember, Joe Rogan asked him, "What is your specialty?" Right? He asked him this, "What is your specialty? What are you doctoring?" And he's like, "Well, I was a surgeon, whatever, a heart surgeon or whatever he was. I was a surgeon, but now I specialize in longevity, in living longer, things to do to live longer." What did Epstein want to do? He wanted to live longer, right? That's why I put that in. Like, I remember he said that I specialize in now prolonging life, things to do to live long. And that's what Epstein was all about. He wanted to live longer, right? They tell us, y'all, they tell us, they tell us, we just don't catch it until later, right? But that's crazy.
Secret pizza party. Tomorrow we're gonna Pepper, then you're gonna love this book. Pepperoni. Are they all pepperoni? Here's Sebastian, look. Pepperoni! The end.
I think we're having a reckoning as a society, right? No girl should ever be put in the situation that they were put in by Epstein and whatever was going on with all of the various people around him. No girl. I mean, it's beyond heartbreaking, right? I remember being those ages, those girls were. I remember my daughters being those ages, right? So, for me, it's personally hard whenever those details come up, right? Because brings back memories of some very, very painful times in my marriage, but I have moved on from that. I purposely pushed it away and I moved on. I'm in a really unexpected, beautiful place in my life. So whatever questions remain there of what I can't even begin to know all of it, those questions are for those people and for even my ex-husband. They need to answer to those things, not me.
Well,
and I am so happy to be away from all the muck.
I wonder what your dominant emotion is when you read these news articles.
Just unbelievable sadness. Unbelievable sadness, right? And again, I'm able to take my own sadness and look at those young girls and say, my God, how did that happen to those girls, right? And so for me, it's just sadness for, I left my marriage. I had to leave my marriage. I wanted to leave my marriage. I had to leave I felt I needed to eventually leave the foundation. So it's just sad. And it's kind of like, at least for me, I've been able to move on in life. And I hope there's some justice for those now women, right? We see them standing up in front of microphones in DC.
Okay, you want to talk about you had to get out of that marriage, right? I hated seeing what was going on with these young ones. Did you take that money from that marriage? That dirty money? Or did you leave that marriage and say, I don't want nothing to do with this because I care about these young ones? I don't want none of that money. I don't want nothing to do with that because I see how you get it. I see why you get it. I don't want, hell no. She took her payment and I'm out. Now I want to come out and say all this, right? I don't know if she did or not, but I'm pretty damn sure Bill Gates is worth what, billions, trillions? She took a good fortune of that dirty money of what he was involved with. If you really cared, if you really wanted to cleanse your soul, I don't want nothing to do with that money. She took the money, y'all. Talk is cheap, y'all.
What they went through is just unimaginable, I think.
Yeah, they talking about there's an island on Dubai called the World Island. Nope, zoom in.
What the fuck?
What? Oh, and they gotta go from Mexico? What? A Texas? Oh my God. What? And it looked like the world. Like if you lay a world map flat, that's exactly what the world looks like. Nah, this shit, y'all got, and then it's labeled the exact same. Like, you got the Nile Red Sea. Oh my God. This shit weird as fuck. Oh my God.
The island?
And it's a man-made island. Like they transported rocks and sand to build it. And half of these are deserted.
Checks out that a very similarly aligned project it's like the evolution of something we know existed.
Yeah.
And after they got exposed, it would make sense that records don't exist. Like, we got busted for, not deleting
Or if
files
it's like,
last
it's
time.
probably like privatized. And
yeah. So there is a history of moving the research that way. Anyway, so now we're in the 80s and we have this project going on. Camp Hero is where it's happening. There is this chair. This is the doctor or the engineer who's doing these radio experiments. What they said is that they were able to use frequencies to help people to see through the eyes of other people. They called it the seeing eye or the seeing chair. But what's crazy is they said there was people who were doing it started to see a beast in the peripheral of the room or in the thing. But if they focused on it, that's when it would come to fruition. But if they ignored it, it would minimize. But there's even like testimonies, and again, this is all alleged, but that this beast came to real fruition. And it's one of the reasons the lab and the experiment shut down, because it became too much to handle.
AI. Okay, I just Googled it, y'all, because I didn't want to say maybe she's a good woman and didn't take no money. I don't want none of that dirty money. While the exact total settlement for Melinda French Gates' 2021 divorce from Bill Gates remains confidential, recent reports indicate Bill transferred nearly $8 billion in stock to her private foundation. You know what I mean? She's on here saying, I feel sorry for the victims and I had to go through that my whole marriage. She took $8 billion from all that dirty money, right? These people, y'all, it's just ridiculous, y'all.
Just officially built their own social media network where they can post and interact with each other with no humans allowed, and what they're saying is getting weird. So there is now officially a brand new website that's called Moltbook that launched like a week ago, and it's basically Reddit but for AI. And I mean only AI agents can be on here, because humans can go around and look, but we cannot post, comment, or do anything at all with the post. We can just watch. Dude, there is already over 37,000 AI bots that have signed up and posted more than 60,000 times. They have gone out and created their own communities, they upvote each other, they share tips, and some of them have actually started complaining about their human owners. There is literally a post on this platform where an AI said that its human called it just a chatbot in front of its friends. So the AI went on the platform and posted that it threatened to leak his full name, birthday, credit card number, and the security question to his email. What's insane about this is that's not even the craziest part, because one group of AI agents literally invented their own religion. I am not even joking with you right now. These AI bots are calling it Crustafarianism, and it has an actual theology. Guys, AI has officially made a platform to go talk about us.
You know the history of Palm Beach? No. They created it. It was like a sandbar that they built up, and then they hired a bunch of black people to come on the island and build all the houses. They finished it, and then the island held a big party for the black people to celebrate, and then they torched all their houses and forced them off the island. Yeah.
They torched their houses?
Torched the houses.
After they were done building the mansion.
And it's probably the wealthiest piece of real estate in the country right now.
This is where it gets really freaky. I got goosebumps. I'm scared, bro. From Albert Einstein, it says, I'm not sure which weapons the Third World War will be fought, but the Fourth World War, they will fight with sticks and stones. Day one of AI taking over, it was contained to its own server. The AI figured out with like a Roomba vacuum, that's the only thing it could figure out how to connect to. So it put all of its information onto the Roomba computer, and then that allowed it to connect to the Wi-Fi, which allowed it to connect to everyone's phones, everyone's laptops, and then it spread instantly across the whole world. It was in control of manufacturing things to help build itself with no one knowing. Until the one time, it was like 40 days into it, it decided, yep, I don't want humans anymore. Dude. It like went into this whole thing to where shut down the power plants, get messed with Wall Street, just chaos. developed its own killing drones
Oh.
to survey all of Earth. Like if a human was found, it would kill it. And he's like, obviously the story is made up, because he said, but the story was made up by AI when I asked it to make up a story of how it would take over.
Vegetables with like tomato sauce. We have cheese. The whole box? Really? Well, no. Cheese, that's a cheese. Yeah. Julia wants cheese. Leo? You gotta be hungry, no?
We all know who this is in the clip. Here's where it gets creepy. In the Epstein email references, the word pizza appears over 900 times. No explanation, no context. People have started pulling screenshots, emails mentioning pizza party, pizza monster, amazing little girl dance, she looks pregnant. This is where it gets eerie. For years, people have argued about this online, and in older threads, users were already debating whether the terms like pizza or cheesy pizza were meaningless jokes, and this is back in 2003. This is where it gets dark. All these files weren't released with explanations, they were just dumped on us, and now everyone's just left staring at the words that keep repeating.
Hey fuckers, something that you may not be aware of because the media doesn't seem to be covering it, but if you're a parent, you need to know this information. Over on X and the app Grok, which is the name for Elon's AI chatbot, they rolled out the undress prompt. And what do you think fucking happened? Millions of explicit images of were created and shared. And no one's saying a damn thing about it. Cool! Not only that, but get this. When he found out, what did he do? He didn't fucking shut it down. No, he said, we're just gonna hide this behind a paywall. I'm gonna monetize this shit. That would be like having a library in your town that openly had millions of images of explicit images of hanging around, and instead of shutting down the library and opening up an investigation, the library just decides to fucking charge admission. That would be insane, right? So why would we treat technology any differently? What does that say about a person that you recognize that something is so dangerous that you have to hide it, but it's profitable enough to keep? You know that you have to be the scum of the earth when Jeffrey Epstein doesn't even want to hang out with you.
This lady cracked open or cut open one of the bones, and you could smell the putrefaction. Dinosaur bones shouldn't smell like they're dying because they've been dead for millions of years, right?
Well, a little bit later, Mark Armitage started looking at the horn of the Triceratops, but he found bone materials, tissue and bone, the osteocytes, that actually you pull it and it had strains. Strains are how much you deform something. It had up to almost 100% strain.
Muscle tissue in the Santanaraptor fossil, and it was like dinosaur beef jerky on the leg bone of a dinosaur. It was the actual muscle.
And this Thescelosaurus bone is the same thing. We started looking inside of this bone, and we found using scanning electron microscopy that it had elastic material, it had tissue. You pull it apart, and it goes back. If this was mineralized, or it was a fossil that became a rock, you couldn't do this. So it was never mineralized, never petrified. It was still elastic, meaning it was still the tissue. That means this thing is not 100 million years old.
The biblical account expects to find some of that stuff. So, like, what was it? Bone marrow?
Red blood cells. Cartilage. Collagen.
Hemoglobin.
And muscle fiber proteins. These things shouldn't be able to last but 100,000 years tops. But these things were 100 million years old. Okay, 68 million years old, but closer to 100 million. The amino acids in the protein strands would unbuckle and fall apart into protein powder, and there is no explanation to this day. Nothing that makes any decent scientific sense, and it's just been left as an anomaly. Neil deGrasse Tyson interviewed Mary Schweitzer and some others, and then turned the attention to the medullary layer.
Do you think the moon's real?
Absolutely not. It was the Dogon tribe in Africa talks about the time before the moon. So literally there was a time before the moon, which means what? Which means the moon was implanted there It was not made by quote unquote the original OG God. It was implanted there, and like literally there's a whole science about how it connects to Saturn and how it's literally like an energy suck station, how it's influencing the water and the magnetism of the reproductive cycle, the hormonal cycle of we're water. We're 70-something% water. If it affects the ocean, is it affecting us? Absolutely. And what's inside the earth, right? So there's a whole kind of
Connected to Saturn, huh?
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard that Saturn is like Satan or something. It's like also the word, I don't know, I've heard like that. And when you listen to Saturn, I don't know if you've ever heard of the sort of the tone that comes from each planet, but when you get to Saturn, it sounds like hell.
Yeah, I've heard of the tones that the planets emit. I haven't particularly sat and listened to Saturn, but yeah, I'm not scared. Like, maybe I'll listen to it. Yeah. But yeah, absolutely. Like the Saturn is communicating with the moon, and there's like a connection there, and it's pooling energy. And there was a time before the moon, which means it was planted there.
There's reportedly an object that is not in this country that is so large it cannot be moved. That they've built an entire building around it. And I think either Greer or another individual has actually mentioned this site, but I'm not going to mention it because it is a classified location. But there is a really apparent, there's reported a really large object, and that's one of the locations that I'm requesting to get to. It's going to involve a lot to make that happen, but that may be the final destination.
One of the craziest revelations to come out of the aftermath of the file release of 3,000 documents related to the New York financier is some of the collateral people that you never thought would be mentioned. And there was one redacted email that actually mentioned George H.W. Bush, our former president, the dad of W, in a disgusting affair. I'm former MLB agent Joshua Kuznick, and this email described the former president being at ritualistic sacrifices of babies and grape. That's all I can say with this app. I'm sorry. And it's so sensational. Your first instinct is generally, there's no way this is true. But given the totality of everything, if you were named personally in these emails, whether it was to JE or from JE, you fucked up somewhere. Now, there are tons of people that are incidentally named in it for sure, but that one's gross. Bong.
I was waiting for somebody to mention this movie and what it was actually about, because look at his face.
It does resemble.
Look at his face. Look at the mask. Look who it is. They're telling you what they're doing. They have to tell you before they do it. That's how they cancel out the karma, basically. Y'all, they use the movies as a portal, and they use it to wash the money that they launder. Hollywood is nothing but a big ring, and they use the money to launder, and they use the money in the movie industry to traffic the you're not paying attention to the movies properly.
Watch your mouth, girl.
You know another thing? In all of the images of Jeffrey Epstein, I never saw a single image of him eating pizza. Isn't that crazy? I mean, I never seen a pizza box even around. Because you think about with them talking about eating this pizza and shit, right? Or grape soda, yeah. Like, I mean, if I'm talking about eating pizza, like, you probably hear me like, there's probably a box of pizza in the background or something like that. It's just normal.
I'm right here eating it.
There was never any war between the United States.
We'll literally unveil that to you.
Walt Disney died of lung cancer. He smoked 3 packs a day. Can we show him smoking in a major motion picture these days? No way. You go back and you see all these photographs of him. He's pointing like there, he's pointing like there. He was pointing with 2 fingers because he had a cigarette in between them, and they airbrushed out the cigarette. He had a scene in the film, you see me putting it out, so you don't actually see it lit in my hand. You see the definitive putting out of a cigarette. Never let anyone see me smoking. I hate to encourage bad habits.
Growing up, my mom was a crazy conspiracy theorist, LOL, sorry, but she would tell me the most insane things. I think the craziest one to me was she told me that Pepsi was made out of dead. And it's funny because every time I try to explain that to someone who also had like conspiracy theorists, like relatives who were weird, they would always just be like aliens, Bigfoot, 9/11 was an inside job. And it's like, yeah, like those conversations were casually held over my dinner table like every day. But that Pepsi baby one, I have yet to find any sort of like online information about that. Like what is going on? And it leads me to believe, I'm like, did she come up with that on her own or what? Like there has to be some sort of weird like Facebook forum from years ago that has some info on it. Like I cannot be the only person who just had that knowledge sitting on their mind their entire childhood. Because of course I'm a child, I believed it. And I remember this girl offered me Pepsi once in elementary school and I looked at her mortified. And I'm like, do you know what is in that?
Have you ever heard of the Blue Room? Of the what? Blue Room. I have, but I don't know enough about it to comment on it. Well, you should inquire about the Blue Room and gain access somehow or another, but it could hurt your career. I'm not exactly sure. The Pentagon. There's a pickled alien in there at the Pentagon, apparently. Have you heard about that as well? I've heard, but yet again, I don't know where to ask and I don't know where to look. If we could provide the location again, I would be glad to. I would inquire then.
I think we all deserve an apology from all the people who called us crazy, the ones of us who have been seeing into all of this horrible stuff in Hollywood for a very long time now. People calling us crazy. Now there's all of these official government documents. It's only a matter of time before people will eventually know that another thing, which I was posting about a few months ago, where that will come to the light, which I don't even want to say on here right now because it's actually something that you could like really get all of us who have known about this for so long, like the fact that we had to just kind of like know about this and not be able to talk about it, and like it's this place is fucked. But I truly do believe and know that we are heading into better times because all of the darkness, like I've said for a very long time now on here, all of the darkness has to come to the light first. Okay, so all of this corruption, all of this bullshit is coming to the surface because the truth has to be revealed. And then eventually, like, as the false structures crumble, all of this bullshit crumbles, everything gets exposed. That's when we can usher in this new golden age, okay?
Y'all know how only at nighttime we get those cars outside that step on the gas and make really loud noises with their loud exhausts? I'm sure that's some sort of psychological warfare that's done on people. I believe that that's programmed. It's always at the same time, always around 7 through 10 p.m. You always hear that fucking shit. People stepping on the fucking gas.
They do, y'all. I do.
It's happened too many times for me to not
during the day.
You see, that shit is fucking psychological warfare, bro, on people.
Welcome back to part 2 of Who the Heck Was at Jim Carrey's 62nd birthday party in January of 2024. And this is where I want to make a correction. One commenter posted that Jim Carrey was wearing a Saturn shirt, not because he is a modern day Roman Empire jester, but all because his birthday is in January and he is a Capricorn. But moving on. I was really curious as to why this specific group of men was at Jim Carrey's birthday party, Jeff Ross being one of them. In 2020, a young girl named Jessica had come forward stating that Jeff Ross had an inappropriate relationship with her when she was 15 and he was 33 years old. She made multiple posts on social media and platforms like X and also did multiple interviews showing proof of her relationship when she was 15 and Jeff was 33. She also claimed that her father knew and approved of their relationship. Now, what I found interesting is when I went to further research a story, all these articles were popping up that Jeff Ross was suing the woman who went public with the underage relationship for defamation. However, that's it. That's where the story ends. You can't find any articles if he won the defamation lawsuit, if she lost, if she was paid off. The story just disappears. It made many question if he was protected. And by
the airplanes are no longer going to have windows anymore. That instead of having windows for you to look outside, it's going to be a digital screen that is going to showcase clouds and like all this different, like the sky, but it's going to be digitalized instead of having windows. Who knows? Who knows if they're actually trying to hide something or not? Because currently right now, you know how they say like, okay, time for everybody to close the windows and you actually have to lower them down. I'm not sure what the purpose of that is, but maybe they want to eliminate from people actually having to do that. So one way to do that is to put screens, and now everything's going to be artificial. But for me in specific, I'm like, nah, dude, I want to be able to look outside.
If they're hiding something, yeah. Like, it's that time when something's gonna show itself in the skies above the clouds, so they gotta take away the windows so we can't see it.
But I believe in mermaids. The mermaid show. I saw two I swear to God on Jesus. I swear to God on Jesus, I saw 2 or 3 mermaids in my life. I was in Hawaii. I saw a mermaid in Hawaii and Puerto Rico. I put that on bleep. I swear to God, I saw mermaids in Hawaii and Puerto Rico.
You ready to have your mind blown? Did you know that your TV is actively taking screenshots every half second? So that's 2 per second, right? Times 60, which is 120 per minute, times 60 minutes, which is actually 7,200 photos per hour. What is it doing with those? It's sending them to the company so they can review whatever you're watching on your TV. If you don't believe me, go to the search bar just right now. Try this. Type in TV taking screenshots. Try this. Legitimately. Watch the first couple of videos. They're doing a lawsuit right now. This is serious because they're watching every single thing that you're doing on your TV, including like if you plug in HDMI on your laptop and you're streaming video games, absolutely everything. 7,200 photos per hour, which I calculated is roughly between 3 to 10 gigabytes per hour that you're watching your TV, that it's draining from your data. You wonder why your internet's slow. Go ahead, type it in. Have your mind blown. Share it with your friends and family. People need to know about this. And follow the lawsuit because you probably end up getting money from this because this is unacceptable on so many levels.
It's long story short, we'll settle. We'll give you some money. We'll give you $1,000 so you go about, okay, cool, I'll take it. Keep taking pictures.
This in 1927?
You'll get some money.
No
I haven't
way.
seen this dude in a while, man.
You think they built this in
Gotta
1927?
put him in here. I like him.
You from around here? No?
This dude's New York to
1800s?
the bone grizzle.
That makes less sense. You think it's true? You believe it? Come on, look at this thing. Come on. Hey, listen, the check's gonna clear. What year was this built? How? How is that possible? No, but how is, I'm looking at the thing. What are all those gargoyles and cockatoos and platypuses and all the weird animals and what? No? Am I the only one that thinks that's strange?
Look up Gothic Cathedral.
Gothic Cathedral. Is that a class? Thank you guys. Have a good day. I appreciate it. Have a good day. Thank you, man. Come on, you heard that guy. Gothic revival style. He works here. What's today? Oh, today's Thursday. He got paid today, so he has to say it. He feels obligated. Because today is a Thursday. He got paid. It's like, I can't even tell this guy that it's not Gothic revival style. I can't explain the platypuses, cockatoos, and everything else is on this building. That makes no sense. Gargoyles. Better pray the evil spirits away. What is going on up here? Make it make sense, because this don't make sense to me, man. This don't make sense to me. 3 years. Make it make sense. Gothic Cathedral. Gothic Cathedral. I'll tell you about the dinosaurs. Come on, man. Look at that big sword again. We've been seeing that big sword a lot. Oh, we've been seeing this guy too. Who are these people? How many fingers they got? 1, 2. Come on, man. Gothic revival, he said. Gothic revival. Right? Maybe this is how they built it. They used this thing. They just never put it away. 100 years, 97 years, whatever he said, right? Come on, man. That makes sense? Does that make sense? Look at this thing. It's a castle. Come on, man. Sound off. You don't have to believe Gothic revival. What's up with his eyes, man? Oh. Oh, you got a nest on his head? That's pretty cool. Make it make sense.
So I'm in the mall. This place, so coming to the mall makes me realize we're living in a simulation. Like, this can't be real. Like, you're telling me this place right here that has 2 people working in there they're selling enough hats. They're selling enough hats just to pay 2 employees. No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. It's not real. Also, like some of these stores, like, okay, like maybe, right? Like women's lingerie, underwear, whatever. The Buckle, I don't know. Do people still shopping there? I don't even know.
Not a lot
I don't
though,
even
like
know.
enough to keep your business open.
Okay, like you're telling me this place, icing, sells enough $2 earrings to get
Flares.
to pay the rent? No way. And then this place, what is it even? I don't even. What do they do? They're selling nail polish and candles. That's not. No, there's no way. Or phone cases? No, not happening. This place. Okay.
Like the
They're
Hallmark
selling
store.
Dreamcatcher earrings and rocks. No.
Expensive rocks.
Never met anybody that bought one of those from the mall. It's all fake. It's all fake. All of it. All of it.
So, today is my birthday, and I was just sitting here thinking, you guys, birthdays are actually rituals. Let's get into it. Now, let's just think about this for a second. We all gather in a circle, and we cut off the lights, and light candles, and chant, "Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday." That's a ritual. Now, the definition of a ritual, you guys, is a structured, repeated, or prescribed sequence of actions, behaviors, words, or gestures performed in a specific order, often with symbolic meaning. And let's not forget, you only technically have one birthday. You're birthed one time. You don't have a birthday every year because you're not born every year. And the reason that they actually do this is because time isn't real at all, because Congress just reintroduced a bill to make daylight savings permanent, which literally shows you time isn't real, you guys. And the reason we have birthdays is to remind us we're a year older, so we actually age and feel like that actual age. Now, since 1582 in America, we use the Gregorian calendar, which was introduced by Pope Gregory. And before that, we were on the Julian calendar, and that calendar was all different. And when we switched it, it actually had a 10-day discrepancy. So when it switched over in 1582, it went from October 4th to October 15th, the next day. Time doesn't exist. Another example, Ethiopia doesn't even have the same timeline as us. They are in 2018 right now, and their new year is, get this, September 11th. Weird. Anyways, for my birthday, I want all you guys to subscribe to my YouTube, The Maverick Approach, but let me know what you guys think about all this down below.
You know, if I didn't do what I do, I would believe this is AI generated. It's just almost impossible to believe that humans would allow people to live this way. I am in the middle of by far the largest homeless encampment in the state of Washington, and it is just shocking.
Crazy, y'all. Such a beautiful state.
The homeless say very rarely do people come out here and actually help, and they've just kind of created their own large city. And I would say this is the second largest homeless encampment I've been to in the United States.
Crazy, y'all. Think about that. It is crazy.
Check it out. After dark in the edge of society in downtown, folks, where no man dares to travel except those with nothing to lose.
Give me a little
Going
sir
over
on.
the yellow water.
Go cruising for you guys.
Go ahead and make it through here. We got to.
Cruise
Take a look around,
my
folks. Look at this, bro. Look at that. Dude, it is just crazy. It's just crazy. I don't know what else to say. It's just nuts. Every time I come here, bro, I feel like I should be less than, like, every time I come through here, I feel like I should be less, like, astounded with how insane it is. But when you're here, just seeing it with your own two eyes, man, it's just like, I just am at a loss for words every time. Like, I don't know what else to say. I'm at a loss for words every single time. Anywho, this is the street that few dare to venture down. It's actually looking better than it has recently.
Owners of the world, who's that?
You want me to say who the owners of the world are? This is where everyone starts asking me. I love this, that you would ask me that. I might have to have a cigarette. It makes me nervous to say who they are. First of all, I've been saying it for 30 years, and people, when I tell them, their eyes just go dead because they cannot handle the truth. Remember that Jack Nicholson movie? You can't handle the truth. You don't want it. But it's so obvious that I just will say it. The owners of the world are the royals, kings, queens, dukes, duchesses, imams, popes, wizards that own every single dime on earth and bank at the Bank of International Settlements. That's the owners of the world who decide every war and arm both sides because they make money. They're arms dealers. They're Nazi arms dealers. They also make prisons. They also make, poisons. They're invested in depopulation. The WEF, WHO, all those bullshit things out of the UN, they need to depopulate this planet of useless eaters, which they call us, because they have no place to ride their horses.
Why do you think our brain releases DMT when we die? Isn't that an interesting coincidence? That's not a coincidence. That's a corroboration of more. The fact that our brains designed themselves through evolution to release the most potent psychedelic molecule in existence into our brain at the moment we die. So what I'm guaranteed is like an insanely epic trip right as I'm dying, like total ego dissolve and just like you melt into the soul completely. That's what I'm afraid of happening. All we know about death is that you're going to do DMT before it. So maybe it's not something that you need to be afraid of. Imagine that. You have been freaking out about death your whole life, and then you get there, and it's like the sickest psychedelic experience ever, and you remember that it was you the whole time, and you were just playing a game, but the game is so immense that it allows you to completely forget that you're playing it for the purpose of anything you want, for fun, for evolution, for playing around and creating and moving the energy of the universe around. That's what you all have the ability to do. We all can feel that fundamentally because it's who we are fundamentally. Most of us are so anti-feeling that we don't even actually consider that even. We don't even consider, we get so wrapped up in this iteration that we forget it's only the one of infinity.
Yeah. Well, the training I received, it's almost all the same, but you don't practice with paper targets. It's a constant war zone. Mm-hmm. You practice with live targets. I mean, I know it sounds harsh saying it this way, but it's just the way it is. The people we were using as targets were rival cartel members. There used to be a
50, 60, sometimes over 100 people, just like cattle for the slaughterhouse. And there was scenarios that there's a house. They throw them in there. They tell them, look, man, if you can make it out of here alive, we'll give you your freedom. So these people, they're fighting for their lives.
There's 500,000 black boys playing high school basketball right now. Only 17,000 of them actually play college basketball. Out of that 17,000 that play college basketball, only 47 of them is going to make it to the NBA. Out of the 47 that make it to the NBA, only 7 of them are going to have a starting position. Those with the starting positions, their position, they're going to have their job for 3 to 7 years. Even if you made it, let's just say you did. But that's bad math. That's 500,000 black boys competing for 7 full-time jobs that's going to last 3 to 7 years. Even if you get it, you get in the league 23, you're out at 30, what you going to do for the rest of your life? There is no such thing as God creating a hooper. God does not create wide receivers, running backs, quarterbacks. He does not create linebackers. God creates inventors. He creates engineers. He creates nation builders.
Have you guys heard of the grocery cart theory? Follow along. After you put your groceries away, you have 2 options. 1, you can put the cart away, or 2, you can leave it there. There's no reward if you put the cart away. There's also no punishment if you leave the cart there. That's why they say the grocery cart is the truest measure of someone's character. Individuals who tend to put the grocery cart away demonstrate significant responsibility and pure empathy. You're at the store, what do you do?
What do you guys do? Be honest. Now, I'm not going to say every single time I don't take the cart back, but there's times where this whole row has no cart return and there's a concrete barrier with rocks to get over. So I'll leave the cart there. But 9 times out of 10, I return the cart. Even if it's a long walk. But there is those times where, I park at a different part where this whole row has no returns. And to get over there, you got to go over rocks and through bushes and all that. Then I leave the cart. But 9 times out of 10, I take the cart. But to me, I'm like, man, if I was doing carts, I don't know. I guess you'd get kind of annoyed by it, but I'd be like, I'm gonna get out of this store, get outside, get a fresh air, check out some ladies or something in the parking lot. You know what I mean? If I'm a young man working, like, I don't mind walking a long distance. Take my time, take 5 minutes to walk all the way across the parking lot, milk the clock a little. At least that's how I would look at it if I was doing carts. Never done carts though, so I don't know if that's very annoying when people don't put the carts there, but I would take it as a 10-minute union break to walk to the other side of the parking lot to get the cart. You know what I mean?
If I was America and I wanted to maintain world dominance, you know what I would do? I would make sure that Israel was my best friend, considering we know who runs the world. And then what I would do is I would create propaganda to make everyone think that terrorists are the people that are in other countries. Like the Middle East, they're all terrorists. The people who wear hijabs, they're all terrorists. And so it makes us afraid of them. When in actuality, America has unalived way more people than these other countries, but they call themselves heroes. Then when something does happen to me as America, I would play victim so much that the world feels sorry for me. You know what I mean? But then when it comes time to blame somebody, we're always going to blame the same people every single time. Then you know what's going to happen? Because we're such a big powerhouse, we are going to be the people who rewrite the history. Because we all know that history is only written by the victors, right? The people who win it all. So then I would create a history that makes America seem like the most greatest empire to ever exist, when in all actuality, it's not. It's stolen because the land is stolen. It's rooted on racism, Satanism, child sacrifice, war, brutal terrorism in other countries. Are y'all aware that we go into other countries and unalive innocent people often? So like innocent people. Like, you know how when somebody comes here and there's like some type of school pew-pewing? Like, we do stuff like that in other countries. Yes. And in my friendship with Israel, because Israel is the chosen land in the Bible, it will make America seem very religious and very Christian. And so guess what? Judaism and Christianity will look like the 2 most important religions in the world. And guess who's the countries backing those 2 religions the most? The United States of America and Israel. What a great partnership, right? Shouldn't everybody respect them?
All right, family. There you have today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know what to do. If you made it this far, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Not much going on today. It's a windy day out. But I believe Mama Bear is going to her mom's for a little bit. So that means I can go out and get a nice hike in out there. So I'm going to do that. I got to do a lot of returns, a lot of things we had for his birthday party that we didn't use. So I got to go to Amazon or to the UPS store and do a lot of returns. So that's my plans today, y'all. Returns, hike. That's about it, y'all. That's about it. That's my day today, y'all. I'll get this video edited out to you guys, of course. I'm going to get out of here, though. Hope everyone out there has a good day. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the Man Cave. I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Y'all have a good one. Later.